Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? It's proclaimed the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to the Week 9 Pick Show. I'm your host, Jim Sella, live via satellite with J Dash and Big Easy. Still living down here in West Virginia, as Dash likes to call it.
Believe it.
Get money. How'd we do last week, Dash? Everybody went 5-0, right?
You're dead wrong. I tell you who did good again, though, and that is Easy. He's dominating this year. He went 4-1 in NFL picks and hit his college pop, so he went 5-1 last week.
Ball.
Get money.
I went 3-2. You and Johnny Parlay each went 2-3.
Damn it. Why do I keep going 2 and 3? I keep picking the same thing as Parlay. I got to change it up.
Well, you have one different pick this week.
So I'm going to go 1 and 4?
Listen, we got spread solos, spread sweeps, and spread splits usually. This week, it's a spread surprise, dude. We have all the same picks outside of Johnny Parlay taking one game different than us.
It's going to be a rough week.
Yeah, this is crazy. But we're going to start off with Easy's game. He, like I said, he's on a roll. He's 92, 90, and 3 all-time now. He was a good 10 games under 500 there at one point. Last week, like I said, he went 5-1. He's 21, 13, and 1 in NFL picks this season. He's 22, 14, and 1 overall. That includes 1-1 in college picks. He's 6-4 in college picks all time now. Look, he won his pick of the week last week as well. He's 4-3 on the season now. He won his last 4, and he's 9-4 in his last 13 picks of the week. So he's balling, man. Look, 18, 6-1 in his last 25 NFL picks. 9-2 in his last 11 picks overall. That includes college.
Money.
Yeah, he's doing what Johnny Parlay did last
Easy.
season.
That's it. 2 requirements to be this baller at picking these NFL games. Number 1, be single. Number 2, live in Pennsylvania.
There you go.
That's straight up. But
So I'm screwed both ways.
give him the line. Give him the game real quick again.
Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota's -6. The over-under is 41.
It's scary. It's kind of scary.
Minnesota just fired his offensive coordinator resigned. I don't know what the hell it was, but Norv Turner's out. Pat Shurmur's in. No way Minnesota beats Detroit by 6.
Oh, yeah? So a little coaching toss-up.
Well, look, Detroit started out 1-3 on the season. They got their first win in week 1. Then they lost 3 straight. But since then, they're 3-1, so they're playing pretty good football right now. Matthew Stafford's having a pretty solid season. But if you look at Minnesota, man, they've lost their last 2 games coming out of the bye. They started 5-0, went into the bye, lost their last 2 games, scored 20 points total over the past 2 weeks. They're just not good offensively. Obviously, McKinnon went down a few weeks ago. Asiata's been more of the lead back in that offense recently, and they're getting nothing on the ground. Sam Bradford, he looked good early, but again, he's fallen off. And if you look in Minnesota's 2 division games, they beat Green Bay in week 2, 17-14, so it was close. And then last week, they lost at Chicago, 20-10. So they haven't covered this line in the division yet, and I like Detroit in this game. Now, I will say Detroit got beat. I wouldn't say a blowout, but it was by more than 6 points in both games last season versus Minnesota.
Thank you for that stat. I needed a reason why to justify the line being 6 here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stat right there helps it out for me.
Well, here, I'll give you another stat as well. Outside of that Green Bay game in week 2 when they beat them 17-14 at home, their only other 2 home games, they won by 14 and 18. So Minnesota has been winning big at home outside of that division game. But again, this is a division game. I like what Detroit got going out there. Theo Riddick probably having his best season. No Kelvin Johnson really hasn't hurt them this season. I say Detroit covers. I say Minnesota finds a way to win. They're not going to lose 3 in a row, but Detroit covers.
I think Minnesota loses outright. I think they're on a downward spiral. I think you're really going to see what that offense is not made of. Sam Bradford's garbage. He played well when he got there. Okay, boo-hoo. And I know Pat Shurmur, I'm pretty sure, was the head coach who drafted Sam Bradford, or he was at least the offensive coordinator in St. Louis when Bradford was drafted there. He's not – neither one of them are any good, quite honestly. Pat Shurmur was a coach at Cleveland at one point. They were garbage. So I don't expect this Minnesota offense to get any better throughout the year. They lost Adrian Peterson. They lost Jerick McKinnon. Sam Bradford's a piece of crap. So that just means nothing for this offense. And unfortunately, they're going to waste a very good defense. I think Detroit comes in and beats them handedly. 10-point victory, Detroit.
Spread sweep.
Spread sweep. Well, I tell you this. It's going to be hard for them to beat them by 10 points unless Minnesota's offense is really bad in this game and they only score 10 points. Because, look, their defense has let up 21 points or less in every game this season. So it's not going to be a high-scoring game.
Minnesota is leaking.
Detroit's going to put up 30.
Bold
there
prediction.
It is,
bold
30
prediction.
Points.
Stafford, 4 TDs, fantasy comatose.
Hey, Percy Harvin came out of retirement. Calvin Johnson will do it right before the game, play ball, and then retire again.
You're dead wrong.
Space Jam 2.
All right, spread sweep on Detroit. We're going to go with my game next. I'm 104, 93, and 3 all time now. I went 3-2 last week. I'm 20, 14, and 1 on the season, so not bad. I did lose my pick of the week last week. I'm done with Indianapolis. Andrew Luck sucks.
Yeah, they're
Bach
garbage.
Luck.
Indy is your Atlanta.
Yes,
I think so, yeah. I'm done with them.
They were my Atlanta, too.
All right. I'm 3-2 in my last 5 picks of the week, though, so I'm not doing that terrible there. I'm 95, 80, and 2 in regular season picks all time. I'm 43, 35, and 1 in my last 79 picks, and I'm 17, 7, and 1 in my last 25 picks. Over the past 2 weeks, too, I'm 8-2, so I'm picking pretty well right now as well. And I'm going to go with Carolina. They're going into the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are +3, and the over-under is 45 in this game. The Los Angeles Rams really aren't a good team. They started out 3-1. Everybody thought they were going to be a good team this season. They beat the Seahawks and the Cardinals in that span, but they've lost their last 3 games, 2 of those being at home. They lost to the Bills 30-19 at home. They lost to the Giants last week 17-10. In Carolina, they looked good last week, though. They went out there and they were up big early. Arizona made a little bit of a comeback late, but they look good. And if you look, I mean, Carolina, yeah, they're 2-5 right now, but they lost by 3 points to the Saints. They lost by 3 points to the Buccaneers. They lost by 1 point to the Broncos. So they played a lot of close games when they don't win. When they do win, they've been pretty much blowouts. I think they're going to win this game. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I do think Carolina is going to turn it around a little bit. They're a bad team. They're not this bad. They're going to go out and beat the porous Los Angeles Rams this weekend.
I think it's all about Carolina getting healthier on the defensive side of the football. I think Cam Newton's ready to start balling in the second half of his season. You're really going to see Superman come out and run all over the LA Rams. He is complaining a little bit about some low hits from Calais Campbell, I believe it was last week against Arizona.
Who got fined?
Everybody's going to call him a crybaby this week, but they already are. But, I mean, Cam Newton's thought of as a crybaby, so anytime he says anything, people were calling him a crybaby. So I think he's going to come out, ball. I think Carolina starts to go on a roll. They're a better team than this, just like Dash said. They're not a 2-5 football team. They could easily be, 5-2, even 6-1 at this point. So I just think Carolina is really going to get back on track, and LA gives me no reason to believe they can do anything. Their defense is all right. They got Aaron McDonald. He's a baller. And who the hell is Case Keenum anyway? Keenum's garbage. Does he scare anybody? Because even if he was in our Thanksgiving football game, I'd definitely pick Dash to play quarterback over him.
Yeah, dude's garbage.
The Los Angeles Rams defense isn't that bad, but you look offensively. What's their biggest asset? It's Todd Gurley, and the Carolina Panthers are very good at stopping the run, so it's going to have to be Case Keenum to beat Carolina, and I don't see that happening. So spread sweep on Carolina.
Yeah, for real.
Sweep it up.
Carolina's
Should I sit Todd Gurley in fantasy?
Yeah, if you can.
Nope.
Yeah, so no. All right, let's move on to your game here, Jim. You have 103 wins. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah, boy.
You are 4-3 on the season, though, in picks of the week, and you're 8-4 in your last 12 picks of the week. So you're doing a good job there. And you're 49, 44, and 1 still in your last 94 picks overall. So not terrible. You were going with Tennessee at San Diego. San Diego's -5, and the over-under is 47.5 in this game.
San Diego's not a good team. Tennessee's not a very good team. I'm just seeing it. This line's just a big line. I think it's going to be a close game either way. Marcus Mariota's finding his way a little bit in the NFL. If you really compare his stats to Phillip Rivers' stats this year, they're very, very close in any category that actually matters. So I don't think it's going to be Phillip Rivers dominating Mariota like some people believe it is. Delaney Walker's playing real well for Tennessee right now. They got DeMarco Murray running the ball real well down there. And if they can control the clock and run the football, San Diego's not a quick strike offense anymore without Keenan Allen. You got, Terrence Williams? Is that dude's name?
Tyrell
Williams. There's too many Williams. And then you got
Travis Benjamin.
Then you got Travis Benjamin. But those guys don't scare me. Williams is playing a little better than Benjamin at this point. Melvin Gordon's playing all right. He had a couple good games early in the year. But their offense doesn't scare me as far as a quick strike offense. And I think that Tennessee can really take advantage of it. Maybe they don't win, but I don't see San Diego scoring enough points to win by more than 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, DeMarco Murray is the best thing that Tennessee has.
Sliced bread.
No, Tennessee has going on their offense. And San Diego has done a good job of holding running backs at bay this season. But I mean, San Diego, they've won 3 games this season. 2 of them were by more than 5 points, but that still means they haven't covered this line 6 times this season. And Tennessee, they're 3-1 in their last 4 games. They've scored at least 26 points in all 4 of those games. Now, they haven't played great competition, especially defensively. You got the Dolphins, Browns, Colts, and Jaguars, so that's a pretty easy stretch, and probably why they're 3-1 over that stretch. But the Chargers defense isn't beast by any means either. I think they can go out there and put up mid-20s to close to 30 points. Now, San Diego, their offense scores points too. The 225 points on a season, that's one of the better outputs in the league this season. But again, like you said, Jim, San Diego's not that great of a team, so giving them 5 points at home is too much, especially when Mariota has played just as well, if not better, on the road this season than he's played at home. So Tennessee should be able to cover this 5.
The line should be 3.
Yeah, something like that.
Out of all these, and there's a reason why it's 5, though, and let me tell you why. Because out of all these games here that we've picked, they've been they've been all spread sweeps up to this point. And this one is another spread sweep. But out of all of them, San Diego is the team out of the other 3 games here that I believe can cover this line. I don't believe Minnesota can cover, -6. I don't see Minnesota. If Minnesota wins, I don't see it more than that. But if San Diego wins, I mean, I could see them winning by a touchdown.
Yeah, like I said, their offense scores points, but it's not like their defense is holding teams under 20 points every week. And Mariota's having a good season. They got the run game with Murray. I think Tennessee's going to be too much for that San Diego defense where, yeah, San Diego might come out with the win, but they're both going to score points, and it's not going to be a blowout.
All right, now we all took Tennessee. Now,
spread sweep.
Do we believe that they're going to win the game or cover the line? See, I believe they're going to lose but cover. Do you feel the same way?
I think it's a toss-up. Tennessee could very easily win this game, but I'll go with you and say San Diego finds a way to win.
What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I agree. I think San Diego wins the game, but by less than 5. Remember, though, Mariota played out in Oregon, and obviously I know San Diego is not Oregon, but he'll be back out on the West Coast, so I'm sure he's going to have a lot of people at that game watching him play. So he's going to be pumped up for this football game.
Oh, he might even get a little bit too comfortable the night before and come out and fumble and throw a couple interceptions, and then they get blown out.
And let's not forget, San Diego doesn't even want to be in San Diego.
Yeah, please believe.
Hey, now.
Believe it. All right, let's move on to Johnny Parlay's game here. He's still 109, 95, and 5 all time. He's 63, 45, and 1 in his last 109 picks. Over the last 21 weeks, he's 57, 41, and 1. So he's still very good overall since we've been doing this for, a little over 2 years now. But he's 14, 20, and 1 on the season, and he's 0-6 and 1 in picks of the week.
Man, he's brutal. It's a good thing I'm going against him on this pick.
That's because he never shows up. He don't dedicate himself. He don't care.
I think that's why we all went against him on this pick. And he is going spread solo with his pick of the week. Philadelphia at the New York Giants. The Giants are -2.5, and the over-under is 43.5 in this game.
Parlay likes the Giants.
That's right.
Parlay does like the Giants.
We all picked Philly.
I don't know. This is a tough game, so I think whoever wins is going to be by 3 points or maybe 4 points. But I think Philly can win this football game. Nothing that the New York Giants does scares me. I mean, they beat the Rams over in England 17-10. They look sloppy in that whole game. Odell Beckham has balled in a few games this year, but he looks like a giant crybaby. Everybody calls Cam Newton a crybaby. He's
balled literally.
Yeah, he literally is crying on the field all the time. I think Eli Manning is just sick of the guy already, honestly. And I know he's so good that you keep him out on the field. But I don't know. I don't think the Giants are that scary of a football team. I kind of like what Carson Wentz is doing. I like the offense Doug Peterson's put him in. I think Darren Sproles can actually have a big day against this New York Giants defense. I think he can get out on the perimeter and take a couple passes 30, 40 yards downfield. I think Philly wins this game outright. Honestly.
Keep sprolling.
Well, I tell you what, Philadelphia had Dallas on the ropes last week. They should have beat them in that game. Dallas scored late, took it to overtime, and then went down the field and scored a touchdown in overtime that ended. Philadelphia should have won that game. But the reason I think that Johnny Parlay took the Giants is because they're playing okay football right now. They won their past 2 games. They're 4-3 on the season. They're a pretty solid team still. While Philadelphia, they're 1-3 in their last 4 games. While, like I said, they should have won their last one. They should be 2-2 in their last 4. But prior to that loss last week, they went out and beat the Vikings 21-10, who looked like a very good team, obviously, at the time. We'll have to see about that still. But I will say this, the New York Giants played 2 division games so far this season. They had a 1-point win versus the Cowboys in week 1 and a 2-point loss versus the Redskins in week 3. So they've been playing tight division games. I think this is going to be another one. And this game is a toss-up. Either way, I think the Giants can win. I think Philadelphia can win this. But the way I seen Philadelphia play last week, having Dallas on the ropes, I think the Giants aren't as good as the Dallas Cowboys so far this season. I don't think they are going to be moving forward either. So I think Philadelphia can go out there, take the same kind of lead they took against Dallas, and hold the New York Giants off. But I will say the Giants are coming off a bye, and they are pretty much fully healthy now. Everybody on that roster is practicing, so they are a healthy team right now.
They're still garbage.
Yeah, definitely still garbage. They look goofy on offense, if you ask me.
I picked up Jameis Winston instead of Eli Manning.
Oh,
I like it.
Eli's garbage. It's been garbage.
All right.
He should be sitting with his brother watching DirecTV.
So,
believe it.
Johnny Parlay going spread solo with his pick of the week. He's going Giants. Everybody else going Philadelphia. In the last game, we are going spread sweep on this as well. It's Denver at Oakland, and it's a pick 'em. The over-under is 44. I picked this game because it looked like one of the bigger games of the week, in my opinion.
Believe it. I'm surprised you didn't pick the Atlanta game just to mess with me.
Who do they play?
Are they on a bye week?
They might be. Ask
Probably.
Easy. His whole team is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
No, they're not on a bye.
Oh, yeah, they play Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Thursday night game. Block that. That's why we didn't pick them.
Exactly.
Denver and Oakland's going to be an interesting matchup. The Raiders, their defense struggled mightily early in the season, although they were winning football games. They were almost losing those games late in the fourth quarter. They've kind of kept it together. They're, 5-2? They played good football. They played bad football. Derek Carr's a good quarterback. Amari Cooper was supposed to be the beast receiver, but I think Crabtree's maybe outplayed him this year so far for the season. I know they have had a few injuries at running back. I'm not sure if they're fully healthy there or not. But the biggest question mark to me for Denver is Trevor Siemian. Is their defense good enough to keep playing the way they are and to keep a young, inexperienced quarterback, able to win? Because last year with Brock Osweiler and Peyton Manning, I know Manning turned the ball over a buttload, when he was first playing at the beginning half of the year. But after that, Osweiler did not turn the ball over a lot. And even when he turned it over a few times and they gave Peyton the job back, he didn't turn it over a lot. So will these defenses be able to bait Siemian into doing things? And as the year goes on, teams are gaining more film on this guy, so they're able to find more of his cadences and able to try to take advantage of those weaknesses that they can find.
So what are you saying?
Can Denver's defense play well enough for Siemian to keep winning?
Well, no. Who wins?
Well, I'm picking Denver just because Oakland always lets me down.
Yeah, I think this is Oakland's offense versus Denver's defense. Denver has played great all season defensively. I think 23 points or less in every single game this season. Now, Oakland's offense has been balling this season, but they've actually been a lot better on the road than at home. They're 5-0 on the road now, and they are 1-2 at home. So this is just their 4th home game this season. And I just think that I think defense wins. So in a pick'em game, I think Denver, Super Bowl champs, they're still at the top of their game right now. You remember last season, man, they really didn't have a quarterback much of the season last year either, and they made it to the Super Bowl. I think Simeon's done enough. I think he's able to beat this Oakland defense as well. I don't think this Oakland defense is very good. Not that Denver's offense is, but I think Simeon and Sanders and Thomas out there. Now, we know Devontae Booker's the running back now that C.J. Anderson went down, but he's a pretty good running back as well. I think they can go out there and beat that Oakland defense, but I do not think Oakland's offense is good enough to beat Denver's defense. I don't think they're going to go out there and score 30 points against Denver. I just don't think it's going to happen. I give a better shot of Denver going out and beating Oakland's defense.
Yeah, me too. Spread.
If Oakland scores 30, can Denver keep up?
No, I don't think they can. If Oakland goes out there and puts up 30, I think that's an easy Oakland win, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that's damn near impossible.
Yeah, the only way I could see it happening is if somehow Oakland's defense was able to get 1 or 2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, that's possible. All right, we got a college pop here. It is Georgia Tech at North Carolina.
That's right.
And North Carolina's minus 10.5.
And we're going to go with the Tar Heels, baby. Get that money.
Balling, huh?
College pop, Tar Heels, baby. Rolling.
I'm no longer endorsing Bet Black. My new position is they are garbage.
Oh, why?
Because every time I bet on stuff and they wouldn't give me my winnings until like a day later so that I couldn't keep betting on things. And then they didn't set the money line for the freaking baseball games for 3 games in a row. And I kept messaging them. They kept telling me that they were there and they were not there. I sent them screenshots of it and they got the message because Facebook Messenger tells you when they read it. But they just didn't care. So they try to hold you back. They don't want you to win. And you have to win $1,000 before you can even cash out. Screw that. Later, delete it.
Bait.
So here's what we got, man. We got Detroit in a spread sweep. We got Carolina in a spread sweep. Tennessee in a spread sweep. Denver in a spread sweep. And Philadelphia. 3 of us are taking them. New York Giants spread solo for Johnny Parlay. And the pop of the week, Easy says North Carolina minus 10.5.
So me, you, and Easy agree on every single game.
Every single game.
So we're either all going 5-0 or 0-5.
No, I doubt that.
3-2, 3-2, 3-1, or 2-1-1, whatever.
That's
we're all
4
going
games.
5-0, baby.
Whatever.
Let's beef up these records.
Yeah, I mean the way Easy and I've been picking, got a good chance here this week, man. You're gonna turn it around, Jim.
That's right. Fans, comments, questions, any games you like, hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Keep coming back to YouTube and clicking subscribe. We're damn near 1 million subscribers now. Ball.
That's right. Good shit.